To Stephen Schott Stadium here in the South Bay. It is Santa Clara versus Cal, Game 4 of this 4-game set. Evan Giddings with you on ESPN Plus says it's time to take a look at our players to watch. On the Cal side, none other than, of course, Cade Campbell, who had a hat trick yesterday on a very bloody Sunday for Santa Clara. 3 home runs. Meanwhile, Malcolm Williams has quietly been holding up much of the weight offensively for Santa Clara, especially during this series. 4 RBI and 2 big ones in Game 1. As for our starting 9, it's time to take a look at the opposing side, presented by West Coast Sports Institute. Jaron Advincula alongside Campbell at the top of that order. 2 first-team returning, formerly Pac-12 selection for the Golden Bears, and they're going to help kickstart this lineup for the Bears. As for the starting 9 on the Santa Clara side, a lot of fresh new faces in the South Bay. But a couple of them, especially up the middle, familiar ones. Ben Clary at shortstop, Malcolm Williams at second base, and then big old Ben Joyce returning over at first base. Dylan Joyce, that is. And, of course, the starting pitcher on the mound, the left-hander in Sebastian Schreiber. Well, the 2-time transfer, USF Hartnell College, has now found himself a home here at Santa Clara. Last season, primarily out of the bullpen, and this does look to be a bullpen game for both sides. The native of Salinas, California, so far in 2025, couple of starts, has given up 4 runs in his 4 innings of work. He's got a very good curveball, along with a kind of a running fastball. Last year was somewhat of a 2-pitch guy, looking to work on that 3rd pitch this offseason. And we'll see how he fares against, again, a Cal offense that has been absolutely torrid to start. One note to correct there, P.J. Mutsuridis, the other first-team All-Pac-12 selection for Cal alongside Advincula. So after a couple of errors and omissions, we are just about set to go. Sebastian Schreiber prepares to do battle against this California lineup, one that against Santa Clara in this series, their starting pitching has been pretty formidable, and that's the reason why, despite some of the offensive stats we'll get into over the first 3 games that heavily favor the Golden Bears, this is a Santa Clara team that is going for a series win. They are looking for their 3rd of 4 after taking Game 1 5-3 on Friday evening, 4-2 on Saturday, before being blasted by California 19-3 on Sunday afternoon. And so Jaron Advincula will lead things off. So far this season, a .311 hitter in his sophomore campaign. 1 home run, 5 driven in. And he'll draw the corners in to begin the ball game. Left on left, and we are underway. Strike 1. Stephen Fritzoni calls balls and strikes. Pete Sacedo over at first base, and Heath Jones is at 3rd. Second offering downstairs there from Schreiber. Completed his first year with the program, again after transferring from the junior college circuit. 18 games a season ago, had 1 start. Gets a swing and a miss there. 1-2. Was used almost somewhat as a specialist last season by head coach Rusty Filter. Works from the third base side of the rubber. That one is slashed foul, and will slice into the Cal bullpen. Not as blistering as it was yesterday when kicking up over double digits. It's cloudy, 54 degrees here in Santa Clara. Wind about 6 miles per hour, pushing out towards left as it usually does. There is a breaking ball, and a good take there by Advincula. Has been hard to get out this season via the K. Just 5 strikeouts, again, through 11 games. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Well, broadcaster's jinx. 1 down. Nice spot there from Schreiber.
Hitting second, number 3, center fielder Seth Gwynn.
So that'll bring Seth Gwynn up. East Bay native. 268 average through 11 games. 11 for 41 at the plate. Has gone deep once. Felt like just about every member of this roster did for Cal yesterday. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Was a part of a program tying 8 home runs yesterday for California. Had 4 in 1 inning. A couple of multi-blasts and a couple of solo ones, as that is inside. Racked up 13 extra base hits. And it was just something to behold. And much of it led by the man on deck. 1-1. Yes, he did. Eight home runs, by the way, second most in a game by a Division I program this year. And that's in the turf. Only BYU and Cal State, Northridge, have done better, blasting 10 individually. Schreiber works exclusively from the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Just got a piece. Pitch caught a lot of the plate. It's going to be interesting to see how both of these veteran head coaches use their staffs tonight. Though it's the final game of a series that Santa Clara would love to win, you're through your 3 starters. That did not drop down low enough, though. The catcher behind home plate, Connor Smith, felt otherwise. Smith, by the way, getting his 3rd start behind home plate this season. A very different fielding setup for Santa Clara this year. That is on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. And so Schreiber begins the game with back-to-back punch-outs. And now it's time to take a look back at yesterday. What Cade Campbell did, simply spectacular. The first and the second right there, which he barely kept fair. And then here comes number 3. First pitch he sees, he hits high to left field. That will send Raymond back towards the track. He leaps up, it's off his glove, and it's off the wall. And so Campbell, I think much to the happiness of a lot of Santa Clara fans that were here yesterday, will see that ball stay in the park, and it's just a double with 2 outs. Another look at how close this was to a catch. Just off the leather. Andrew Raymond, a freshman, still getting his feel for the friendly confines of Stephen Schott Stadium. 340 to left, 335 to right, 402 straight away. Here's Ryan Taman. First pitch, swing and a miss. So Campbell wasting no time, bumping that average up above 400 through his first 11 games this month, now 12 this year. Taman, meanwhile, is making his 8th start. And we'll take ball 1. 5 for 21 at the dish. 1 extra base hit is driven in 3. The 1-1. And it's beneath the zone. A right-handed heavy lineup today for the 8th-year head coach Mike New. And that is outside, 3 balls and a strike. In fact, Ed Vincula, the only lefty that Schreiber will see until the 8-hole, which Alex Burge occupies. He also hit a home run yesterday. This pitch is ruled a ball. So borderline call goes against Schreiber, although he did get one in the 3-2 strikeout to Gwynn. And so 2 on now with 2 out. Here's a look. A little low. Good spot, though. And so here's P.J. Moutsarinas back at shortstop. Sophomore, part of a youth movement in Berkeley. And takes the ball. Schreiber's shaken up a bit after that ambush by Cade Campbell. The 1-0. There's a changeup low and outside. Though Moutsarinas is just 10 for 46 at the plate, a .217 average through 11 games. Not a player you want to fall behind to, and so that will bring Smith out to have a chat. Schreiber is a redshirt junior. Last year during his third official season in college. Was tied for third most appearances on the team. Again, has demonstrated swing and miss stuff. It's really just been about minimizing the innings. Trying to make sure that damage doesn't even become more than it needs to. Well, that's a good start right after the mound visit into the strike zone. Mutsarinas fouls it off to the right. And from 2-0 to 2-2. Campbell stands on second. Taman from first. Outfield, couple of steps toward the pole side. Same with the infield. Cleary deep in the hole at shortstop. The pitch. Fouled back. Tried to climb the ladder. Schreiber high eights, low nines with a bit of run on that fastball. And then it's the breaking ball is a bit more sweeping than it is 12-6. Deuce is wild. And that's up. Opponents 2 for 7 against Schreiber this season with runners aboard. And now these two will get a move on. Payoff pitch, runners go. That is outside, ball 4. And the pillows are full. So after retiring the first 2 batters of this inning and looking like a rare 1-2-3, Dominic Smaldino, 4 batters later, will step to the plate with the bases juiced. Smaldino's driven in 9 this year. He's got a few candidates, and Schreiber moves ahead in the count. Smaldino 9 for 40 at the plate this year. 225, has gone deep twice. Here it comes. Smaldino the other way, way out of play. Smaldino, an imposing 6'6", 230. Again, just a sophomore. Only 3 upperclassmen in the starting 9 tonight for head coach New. The pitch. Low and outside, throws down to first base, and it is not in time. Good idea there between Smith and Joyce. Heads up play by Mutsaritas there. If a Cardinal sin is making the last out at third base, I don't know what the base is loaded, what it is making the last out at first. A lot of hitting room to the right side. Here's the pitch. This one is sent in the air. Playable, but moving Ross towards the alley. Ross over, and Ross goes down to a dive to make the catch, but he hauls it in. And so California will leave 3 aboard. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases left full. No score after a half inning. We're back after this on ESPN+. For Santa Clara Broncos under the 8th-year head coach Rusty Filter. A couple of transfers towards the top of the lineup. Mateo Garcia and Max Ross sandwiched by Ben Cleary. And it's going to be interesting to see how this offense can take a step forward with about 7 new faces in the starting 9 from the final game from 2024. Meanwhile, the defense, which will try and keep them in check. Mutsaritas and Avincula, as we mentioned, a couple of all-conference performers returning a year ago after stellar freshman seasons. Burge behind home plate, who had a day offensively yesterday, alongside that third baseman Campbell we talked about, at 3 home runs, are all going to be behind the starting pitcher, And the right-hander on the mound for California, and that's Ryan Spolero. Rocking big old prime there, number 19. Two appearances so far this year. Have not gone necessarily well for the former St. Mary's College Gale, also a Central Arizona transfer, but has only given up 2 earned runs in the inning and the third. The big thing for him has been walks, 6 so far in an inning and a third to go along with those 3 strikeouts that you see. So he's going to match up with Garcia, Cleary, and Ross to begin the first inning. Sebastian Schreiber for the Broncos avoided disaster in the first inning after getting the first 2 men out and then leaving the bases loaded after a double and a couple walks. Spolero to Garcia, and he hit him. Well, not quite a walk, but a free pass. And that really riles up the Santa Clara dugout. Rocking the cream uniforms tonight. And, of course, California, the classic navy blue and golds. Here's another look at that. Yeah, not so ouchy. It hit him in the elbow guard. Rub some turf on it. And now here comes Ben Cleary. Corner still even for Cal. Middle infield pitches for 2. And the first offering to Cleary is a strike. Spolero's first 2 appearances this year against the Wolfpack of Nevada and Bakersfield. His mascot escapes me. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Spolero. Inside. Couple of strikeouts his last time out. Spent last year at St. Mary's. Leaves that outside, does Cleary. And I guess the question in this first inning is how much of that Santa Clara dugout can get into the head of Spolero. This is a rabblesome bunch. And Cleary leaves it down. The one thing that Ben Cleary will do, by the way, only hitting 6 for 36 to begin the season, a 167 average. He will make you work. 8 walks to just 4 strikeouts. So despite that average being low, OBP about 350. Hitters count. Right there. Spolero was scheduled, and I should say is scheduled for his first start as a member of Cal here tonight. 3-2 is outside, ball 4. So the free pass is catching up with the junior. Apologies. Earlier, got the order mixed up. Last year, he was with Central Arizona. Pitched in 11 1/3 innings his freshman season with St. Mary's. Last year had 13 appearances out of the bullpen and 3 starts down in Arizona. Here's Max Ross, Santa Clara's center fielder. Takes the first pitch, ball. He's got some big shoes to fill, does Ross. And transferring over from the Coast Conference, where he was conference MVP at Kenyatta, not an easy or understated feat, but filling in for a 4-5-year starter, honestly, as the 1-0 pitch drops in for a strike in Coleman Brigman. And that was a player that, if you look at any Santa Clara leaderboard that has to do with games played, he's going to be towards the top. And this is going to be a theme of the season for Santa Clara, getting to know a lot of new faces. The pitch, fouled back, and Spolero's ahead, 1-2. Infield playing Ross to pull. Outfield, meanwhile, with 2 strikes, takes a couple of steps towards the left field line. The pitch, outside, ball 2. Garcia being held tight over there by Mutsaritas. That's in. Good take there. Back foot breaking ball. Head coach Filter on the edge of the dugout. The rest of his team is antsy. Here's the payoff. Right there, strike three. Good spot there from Spolero, who so far has been feast or famine. And he eats Ross for his first strikeout.
Hitting fourth, number 8, second baseman, Malcolm Williams.
And now comes Malcolm Williams, who has been off to a very nice start to begin his senior campaign. 4 RBI in this series, including a big double that came in game 1. Big reason why Santa Clara is ahead in this series 2-1. And he chops the first pitch foul. 12 for 38 on the season, 316 at the plate. Has driven in 10. He's got 4 extra base hits, including a home run. Infield returns to its normal depth. Williams stares at it down. So Williams, who is kind of one of those gravy offensive players and clearly a talented bat, a lot of slashing ability, gap-to-gap power, but typically saw him, around 6, 7 in the order the last couple of seasons. 1-1, up high. But now, with the drafting of Robert Hipwell, the graduation of a John Bearing, of an Efren Manzo, and many more that have moved on, he's had to step right into the heart of that order, graduating a Michael O'Hara, team captain last year. The pitch, outside. You don't have to tell the Santa Clara dugout to make noise. That is price of admission. Hitters count for Williams. Garcia and Clary with their leads. Williams gets fisted back up the box. Nice play by Spolero. And instead he takes the safe route. Flips it to first, and there's 2 outs. So a lengthy first inning. And we'll see if Santa Clara could capitalize where California could not. And that is with 2 outs. Going to be up to Dylan Joyce.
Hitting fifth, number 26, first baseman, Dylan Joyce.
No, it's early in this game, but where Santa Clara has had success in their 6-4 start has been getting early leads and then being able to maintain them. They've played in a lot of close games, but they've typically, especially this weekend, played from ahead outside of yesterday. And that is I think a borderline strike that was called. It was 0-1 from Fritzoni. Joyce here, a big barrel, a transfer from Puget Sound, Division III program up north. Looks at that one low. 300 average this year, 12 for 40. 1 long one, 7 RBI. Way outside. Advincula closing up the middle. Left side staying home on Joyce. I mean, he's not someone that doesn't use all sides of the field. He's not afraid to also try and go over that batter's eye to straightaway center. And now there's a pitch clock violation. The dugout was calling for a balk. They do not get it, which does not cost Cal a run, but it will cost them a pitch. And you can see it ticking down. Clock struck 0. Good call. So the count is 3 balls and a strike. Spolero goes all the way to the backstop. Fortuitous ricochet, but no action. And really more of a heads-up play at second base by Cleary, as that is ball 4. And I think anytime, again, let's take a look at this from an overhead view. Garcia immediately knew that ball was coming back, and then Cleary was probably the one that was furthest along, so he scampers back to second. And now it truly is the same situation as the top of the first. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Tate Metcalf. Cal obviously did not score. And that is a ball. Now, the one advantage that Santa Clara does have, as Spolero will be throwing his 20th pitch of the inning, is the fact that Spolero has been erratic and outside the zone. They may not have to get a hit to score a run, as Metcalf swings at what would have been ball 2.
I was curious because he was making pitch hits for like parallel positions.
Infield still cheated to the left side. And Metcalf takes a strike. Metcalf in his freshman season, 5 for 18, making his 8th start of the year. Still looking for his first homer. Has driven in 2. He's got 3 ducks on the pond now. And they will stay there. Strike 3 called. Big pitch from Spolero as both sides trade bases loaded, stranded situations. No score through 1 here at Stephen Schott Stadium. More Santa Clara and back here in the South Bay on a cool night. Kind of a windless evening in Santa Clara. No score between the Broncos and the California Golden Bears here on ESPN Plus. Evan Giddings with you. Glad that you could join us. Sebastian Schreiber out for, well, I'm sure what Rusty Filter hopes is his second full inning of work. Both starting pitchers taxed in the first innings. A combined 6 left on base and no runs to show for it for either team. A little bit of a different order. Santa Clara got their first 2 runners on and then eventually left the bases loaded. Meanwhile, Cal actually stared at a 1-2-3 inning perhaps before a double and 2 walks followed by a pop-out. In any case, it'll now be the bottom of the order. 7, 8, and 9, Jeff Hoffman, Alex Burge, and Matthew Thomas. Hoffman making his first start of the season in his senior campaign and wastes no time going after the first pitch, 0-1. Hoffman, a redshirt senior. Transfer from Willamette. Wow, would you look at that? Pitch is up high. That is my alma mater. Shows how good of a Bearcat alum I am. Played in 40 games for that team. Made an NCAA regional as he pops this foul. 344 his senior season. 12 homers. 43 driven in. I'm kind of a fan right now. And so he'll join California for his 5th year of college. And he starts this second inning with a strikeout. So 3 Ks already for Schreiber. That pitch on a changeup. So again, you mentioned this off the top of the broadcast, the fact that Schreiber last year was more of a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball. And a good sign right there that that 3rd pitch is coming along nicely. And now the second and final lefty of the order. The catcher this evening, Alex Burge. 6 starts. Has been a big bat towards the bottom of this order for head coach New as he takes strike 1. 3 homers out of his 4 hits, including 1 yesterday. Kind of an old school stance and takes ball 1. but has really been a tough out this year. 4 for 16 at the plate, but he has 8 walks. Second most in this Cal lineup. Draws Garcia even with the bag over at third base and stares at that low. Santa Clara is giving him a lot of hitting space towards right center. There's a strike. Bird has been a 3 true outcome player so far in 2025. And he remains one, but it's a strikeout. Not the one you want. 2 gone. Of course, the 3 true outcomes, a home run, a walk, and a strikeout. Well, there's Mike New. 8th year as head coach for Cal. Has really done a nice job with this program over the better part of the last decade. In fact, he's coming up on nearly his 200th win. He's got 193 in his career as this ball is lifted high and deep down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It will not. That ball had the distance, though, off the bat of Matthew Thomas. And the sophomore 9-hole hitter wasting no time and nearly taking that 1 yard. Well, I don't know if you got to be quicker than that, but you got to be a little more to the right of that left pole. So Schreiber ahead in the count after a long strike 1. And ahead a little bit more traditionally with a swing and miss. A little bit more on Mike New. I mean, this Cal team has been filled, I should say, with a lot of extremely hot down the stretch. They won 20 of their final 25 games, finished 36-19. That was the best winning percentage for a program since 1966. And it also included a couple wins in the Pac-12 tournament. Nearly earned a spot in the Division I baseball championship. They made it all the way to the semifinals. Damn near ran the table, or darn near. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But of course now joining the ACC, where there is a lot of talent littered around the conference. It's going to be interesting to see in a brand new year with obviously a lot of high aspirations how this Cal group stacks up, especially because they're going to be on the road a lot. Here's the 1-2. And it is off the plate outside. Just looking up and down their schedule, not just these 2 games. It was home and home with Santa Clara, which, by the way, is the first time they've played in a series since before I was born, 33 years ago. But they get Duke on the road, Stanford, Louisville, Georgia Tech. That's on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Sebastian Schreiber strikes out the side. 5 punch-outs through 2 innings, and he keeps the California Golden Bears silent. Through 1.5, no score. Santa Clara.
Gãi cầu thủ.